I want to show you how to generate this QR code that we have on the screen right here. And we can embed something like a text inside of this. It could be maybe ordinary text, or it can be a URL, maybe a payment link, or maybe a link to your profile on social media. You can embed that right here. Once someone scans this, they will see the link and then should be able to visit the link, make payments, or just basically visit your profile. Want to use Python to do this right here. It's going to be real easy. So what I want to do first of all is let me demo how this basically works for you right here. We're going to just do that real quick. All right, so I do have this scanner on my phone right here. So I want to turn that on and let me point to that stuff right here. You see that it scans that just real quick, and you can see that the information embedded in that is just a link to my URL, to my YouTube channel right here, which is at Code Kinder. If you want to visit that, there is a button down here called the open in browser that you can hit on. If you want to copy the link, you can copy that down here. So let's hit on open open in browser, and you see that it opens my YouTube channel right there. Look at my YouTube channel right here. This is Code Kinder. All right. So that's just how that basically works. I want to show you how we can do this, and we're going to use Python to do that real quick. So now that we have seen how this basically works, I want to take you on the tutorial. So let's create a folder for this right here. So this is the former one that I built. So let me create a new folder for the one I want to work on right here. And let's call this maybe QR tunes like that as the folder name. And what I want to do is to open this up with my editor. So I'm going to be using PyCharm right here. But if you are using something like VS Code, that's fine. So all you need to do is to open this folder up with your VS Code. So I'm going to be using PyCharm. Let me open that up right quick. All right, so as you can see, it's being opened right here, and this is the folder name QR tuts, and it's opened. What I want to do right now is to create a file within this. So if I right click on here, I want to go to new and then create a Python file. So let's call this maybe my QR, whatever I want to call that, and this is going to have a .py extension. So let's press enter to create that, and that has been created. Now the first thing I would like to do is to basically import my QR code library. And before I basically do that, let's first of all install the library first. So if I go to my terminal right here, open that up, and I'm going to just do pip. I'm going to use pip to install that. It's going to be pip install, and this is going to be QR code, and you can just do p right here, and let's press enter to see whether that is going to get installed. And okay, there is a mistake. I think I should just, this should just be only one L. Yeah. All right. So it says satisfied right here. So I think the installation is just fine. It has been installed. Now, what we want to do is to go back to our coding environment right here, and we can go ahead and then let's first of all import our QR code. Let me put a comment in here. I like commenting my code pretty fine. So import the QR code library. That's basically what I want to do down here. And if you want to do that, we can use import keyword and then mention the name of the library we want to import. So this is going to be QR code right there. Now, after we do that, we want to look for a way to prompt a user, maybe within the terminal, to enter the URL that we like to generate a QR code for. And if you want to do that, we can use the method called input to do that. So this is going to be input, and within this input right here, let's go ahead and type a message. Maybe we should just say something like enter the text. It could be a text or a URL that, let's say you want to let's say generate, even if we don't want to call that generate, or we can just say you want to encode into QR code. So that's just the message that the people will see when they first they kind of open the app, all right, or when they run the app. Now I want to put this in a variable because I want to make sure I would like to like make use of the whatever that I grab from the user. I want to make use of it down there. So I want to put that in a variable so that it will be easier for me to use. So instead of using this long thing here, we can just simply say user content. You can name this. I have seen a lot of people use something like data right here instead of typing this thing. All right. So, but I'm going to just basically make use of this right here. So let's put a comment maybe just before here. Sorry about this. And this is going to be, let's say, prompt a user for the URL code they want to encode. All right. That's just basically what this line is doing for us. Now, once we are done with that, the next logical thing that we can just basically do is to just basically create a QR code object, all right, with a high error correction. So that even if there is a part of the code that is just being damaged, talking about the part of the image that is just being damaged, it can still basically kind of a scan. All right, so you don't have like have every part of the QR code maybe focused on your scanner before it can just basically scan. Maybe you can just maybe at the edge of it, it can basically grab the information right there. I want to put that maybe in a comment in here, and let's say create a QR code. This is going to be an object, so we'll do obj right here with a high let's say high error correction, right, with high error correction. And what I mean by that, let me put that in the comment, is what I could just say. So let's say it still scans even if slightly maybe damaged, something of that nature. And if we want to accomplish this, we can just basically do that down here. So let's create a variable right here that I'm just basically going to call qr underscore, let's call it generator, qr generator, and let's type this correctly. This should be generator this way, and we can go ahead and then try to grab that from the QR code that we kind of installed from the library. So for that, we can just do QR code right here, and we can do dot, and I'm going to just do qr, and this is just basically going to be code. So about this, so this is just code right here. So we're going to use this method right here to kind of grab that. Now we're going to need a couple of parameters right here. One is error underscore correction right here. So to do that, I'm going to just do error underscore, this is going to be correction dot, and we can just basically set that to be equal to this QR code. So this is going to be QR code, and we're going to just do dots. This is going to be constant, and we can just do dot error right there, which is error, and we can do correct and dot h. All right, so not really dot h but underscore h right here. So I'm sorry about that. So that's just basically the property that we need right here, or the parameters that we need to be able to do what we want to do with this method right here. And we're just basically doing that because it's just basically embedded into the library that we do have in here. All right, so I think this should be constant, not just constant like this. So it should be constant. All right, so make sure you kind of type that correctly, and that should just basically be it on that particular line. Now the next thing we want to do is that we want to load the user's input into the QR code. All right, so let's do that down here, and I'm going to put a comment once more. Let's say load the user's input into the QR code. All right, sorry about that. This should be just basically this right, this. All right, now what I want to do to be able to load the user's input into the QR code generator, let's do generator right here, because I'm going to just load that into this particular generator right here. All right, so if we want to do that, it's really going to be very quick. So we can get that from our what is it called, from a method that is just basically called the add underscore data. So I want to do that right here, and then to load that into this, let me copy this variable right here. I'm thinking I'm going to need it, so I'm going to paste that. Sorry about this, and this is going to be qr generator, and I'm going to just do dots. This is going to be add underscore data, and I want to pass in this parenthesis right here. What I will basically want to load into this is going to come from this user input right here. That's why I said load the user's input into the QR code. So we grab that particular variable, which is kind of a host, the user's input, and then try to load that directory on that particular place. Now the next thing I would like to do is to finalize the QR code pattern, right? And to do that, let's put a comment and just say something like finalize the QR code pattern. And what I mean by this is simple. I just automatically want to adjust the size to fit the content. All right, no matter how large or how small the content is, I want to automatically adjust that. So let's do I'm going to do automatically adjust the content to fit. Maybe it should be automatically adjust the size to fit the content. That should be the right statement down there. And if we want to do this, we can just basically do that down here. So I want to just do, I think I have that copied to the clipboard. Sorry about that. I want to use this one more time. So we do qr generator right here, paste that, and we're going to just do make. We're going to use make method to be able to make that automatically adjust. So we can do dot make, and we're going to just say fit right here, and basically go ahead and set that to true. So let's set that to true right here. All right, so we've done that on that particular place. Let's put a T here. Now after we do this, the next thing I want to do down here is just basically generate the image itself. All right. And if we generate the image, we want to use this opportunity to like a kind of look for a way to like decide the color of the image, the QR code that we generated. Like this one has white background, and then it has these boxes right here that are just painted with black, so we can decide. All right, so this one, it kind of has black and white in here. Maybe with the one we want to build right here, we can maybe fiddle that a little bit, maybe use something like dark blue or something of that nature to be able to create the background. So to do this, if we go back in here, and I'm going to just put a comment one more time. So this is going to be generate an image. And to do that, if we want to generate an image, we can, let me put that in it. So this is going to be qr underscore image right here. And I want to set that to be equal to, and we're going to just basically make use of this generator right here one more time. So I'm going to copy this and just put that down here, and we want to use a method called make underscore image to be able to do the generation. So I'm going to just do that image. It's just because the make, right? So we do make right here underscore. Let's make sure I type that correctly. Make underscore image, and basically what you want to make the image off of right here is this particular thing called the image generator right here. But then if the image is being made, we want to be able to like basically decide the color that we want to use. That's just basically what I showed you right here. So we can do that in this particular method right here within this make image right here. And let's say that want these boxes right here, want it to maybe be something like dark blue. We can do that right here. Let me just do that. So I'm going to just go ahead and then we're going to use fill underscore color to do that. So this should be double color, and we can set that to be equal to, and maybe we're going to just do something like dark blue. You can use any color you want right there. Just make sure that the color name is correct. Then for the background of that particular image, I'm going to just use back underscore color to work on the background color right there. Let's set that to something like white. White is fine, just like that. All right, so that is it on that particular line right there. Then the next thing we want to do is to look for a way to save the generated QR image. So let's put comment in here and just say something like save the generated QR image. All right, and if you want to do that, it's really very simple. We can use a method called a save to do that. All right, so I'm going to just do, let's create a variable right here. We just call QR underscore image. All right, and then we can go ahead and just set that to, I think we did have what am I going to do right here? We're not just basically create, I think this explanation is really wrong. We're not just basically going to be creating a new variable right here. Rather, what we're just trying to do is to save the image that has been created right here into our system. So to do that, what we basically want to do is we can make use of that particular variable called the QR image right here, but then we want to save that using this particular method called a save. So within this save, all we need to do is to give it a name that we would like to save that as. So I would like to save this to something like custom. Let's call that custom QR, like that. And we need to also decide the extension. So this is going to be PNG. All right, so it's going to save that as custom qr.png as the image name right there. So that's just basically what that line is just basically going to do for us. Now we are just basically done. We can, if we run this, it should be able to work, but I just basically want to print out a message to the user. Once they are done generating that, I want to print out a message for them. So I'll just do print, use print command right here, and I'm going to just basically say something like QR, maybe code created, maybe I'll just say something like successfully. All right, and we can name, can you just show them the name of the QR code that is being generated, or the image. So put that right here. So let me save the changes right here, and then I will right click on this page, and I want to run this. But first of all, let's take a look in here. You see that where is our stuff right here? We're working on this, so there's no image here just yet. And what we want to do now is, if we go back in here, if I right click in here, I want to hit on run my QR, and see that just basically runs right here. All right, so it says enter the QR or URL that you want to encode into QR code, and that just basically coming from this line right here. So that's fine. Now what I want to do is I want to basically enter my YouTube channel right here. So this is going to be https:// and we're going to just basically do YouTube. img.save.com/arts code kinder. All right, so if we hit on enter right now, it's going to generate the code for us, and what is going to be embedded inside of it will be this that I entered right here. So this could be your own profile on Facebook or YouTube, whatever that could actually be, the ordinary text. All right, and what I want to do now is let's go ahead and then run this right here. So I'm going to just run this, and it seems like what are we doing? Let me right click on this and just hit run one more time. I think I made a mistake by just running that the way that I did that before now. So I was supposed to press enter, guys. Sorry about that. // and this is going to be YouTube one more time .com and / and we're going to just do at code kinder. Let's just make sure that there's no image generated so far by checking here, so nothing has been generated. And then what I need to do is just basically go ahead and hit enter, and it says QR code created successfully, and this is the name of the QR code. So if you take a look here, you're going to see that there's a file that just got added right here. So if I double click on the file, you see that this has been generated, and that matches our code right here. All right, matches what we did. Where is it? So let's get down a little bit. So this is the color we designed, and this is the file name, and it's just basically working just fine. So if we check the folder right here, you see that that image also came in right here. Look at it right here. All right, so this is basically what you want to scan right now, and then see what is just basically going to show us. All right, so I want to do that from my phone. So right now, if I go to my scanner on my phone and I want to open up my scanner right here, then once I scan that, once it gets that, you see that it scans that real quick and it shows me my YouTube channel right here. So this is Code Kinder. Now I can open that up by clicking on open in browser, or I can copy the URL right here to the clipboard. All right, so what I want to do is to just go ahead and then look for a way to maybe open that up. Let me hit on open in browser. All right, so you see that it opens my YouTube channel right here. Look at Code Kinder right here, and all of my videos will be shown right here. Sorry about that. Oh my god. Sorry about that, guys. So that's just basically what it is. So that's just basically what I want to show you guys. All right, and I hope you kind of like the video, and if you like that, so feel free to give the video a thumbs up. And if you have any questions, you can go to the comment section and just drop your comments, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye for now.